Hi, everybody, and welcome to Griffith Gymnasium, and welcome to this broadcast of Hilltopper Basketball, brought to you by the Los Alamos Daily Post and our good buddy and good friend Carol Clark, who has made all this possible. This is Gene Mortensen along with Mike Mays, and we're going to be the Hilltoppers tonight. The Hilltopper boys will be taking on the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. Sun Devils right now are the number one team in the district and followed very, very closely by the Taos Tigers. Coming into the record, their district record coming in tonight is 5-0. They clobbered Moriarty twice, clobbered Milwaukee once, took care of us pretty well here at Griffith Gymnasium, and had a very, very close game against Taos. I think that was a 3-point ball game. So it's pretty easy to say that the class of the district right now is is Espanola and Taos. And I think those two are going to really battle it out. Well, anyway, Mike, we never know what to expect with Espanola, but I noticed that Ollie Fell is not playing and not in the roster. He hasn't played this year, which I don't understand because he's an awesome basketball player. But anyway, Mike, what are your thoughts about this big game tonight?
Well, obviously the Sun Devils playing at a very, very high level, have run the table so far in district, still have a big contest coming up with Taos before we figure out who actually is the district regular season champion. So Los Alamos definitely has its work cut out for it tonight, but the Toppers have been playing a little bit better, especially on the defensive end. And that is what they need to do. They need to limit the Sun Devils' chances. The Sun Devils absolutely dominated on the boards in the last time they played, and the Toppers cannot allow that. They have to have another big defensive showing. Keep the game close. Do not let the Sun Devils just run wild on the offensive end. They have to do that to have a shot to win this contest, Gene. If they don't, Sun Devils very, very capable of putting up big numbers in a hurry.
Yeah, they really can, and so the Hilltoppers are going to have to set their own pace, however what pace they want. The Hilltoppers do not want to get into, say, a running game with Espanola, but you never know whether Espanola are going to run or not. They love the slow down, and they bring that out every chance they get. I've seen them bring it out halfway through the third quarter. If they have a 10-point lead, then they'll just go into the Lenny Roybal four corners offense that they have. So we'll see how things go here tonight. They're about ready for the national anthem, so. Oh.
Thank you. And now would you please rise?
We just had a moment of silence
for Sex Sandoval,
yeah,
maybe the greatest Hilltopper fan of all time.
Absolutely, and now comes the national anthem. Yeah, they just completed the national anthem, and they had a moment of silence there for Sex Sandoval. He was probably, as everybody knows, anything knows about Hilltopper sports, he was the ultimate fan. I mean, the ultimate fan. I mean, I mean, he would go to every ball game. He played here in the 40s for Los Alamos, and then he would attend every game he possibly could. Soccer, volleyball, football, basketball. You could always see Sek up there in the stands. Fantastic guy. God, Sek was something else.
He really was. Hilltopper Hall of Famer, as a matter of fact, and was the godfather of one of the great athletic families in the history of Los Alamos sports. And his son Anthony actually qualified for the 1980 Olympics in the marathon. That was the year, unfortunately, the United States decided to boycott. Those games were played in Moscow, and so he never actually got his shot. But just a fantastic group of athletes, and Sek was there every second of the day, cheering each one of them on. And you could just go on and on about him. Just fantastic artist, probably the greatest painter ever to come out of Los Alamos County, maybe northern New Mexico, with the exception. I mean, he obviously had the big guns up in Taos, but beyond that, Sek was an outstanding painter, outstanding artist, outstanding Hilltopper fan. Just he was an amazing guy.
Yeah, he really was. We're ready to go, and Ryan Zeke is going to jump up against Malachi Jones. Jones, who's a much taller 6'6" versus 6'2", and Jones wins the tip, and so Espanola will start things off. So they do they start off with an old-fashioned crisscross, pass it to the center who sets up on the free throw line, the post, and then you break off of him. He normally would hand it to you, but in this case, he decided to take it to the basket himself, and that was Malachi Jones. Had a wide open layup and rolled around the rim forever and fell out, and now the Hilltoppers have turned it over. So here we go, and Espanola now will bring it in to Jaden Martinez. Martinez underneath to Malachi once again, wide open, and we don't have any stop for him. Elijah Ortiz was trying to get over there and guard him, but Elijah only 6 foot, Malachi 6'6". So Malachi, he's going to be a lot of trouble tonight. But one thing I can't figure out is where is Ollie Fell? If they had Ollie Fell along with Malachi, I guarantee you nobody would stop him. A nice move to the basket that time by Wesley Stanfield. He dishes it off to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz back to Wesley in the corner, shooting from the left corner. That hits the side of the rim, comes off. Espanola with a rebound, leading 2-0 with 6:45 to go here in this first period. So once again, they set everything up for Malachi, actually. So Malachi still with it, holding it in the free throw circle, and he finally passes it underneath, going to get it underneath. This time it goes underneath to Marin Rodriguez. Shot taker from outside is off. Rebound comes down to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield will bring it up for Los Alamos. Across the timeline he comes, over to Joshua Woodson. Woodson right now to Ryan Zeke. Zeke to Nico Garcia, trying to cut down the lane. He is cut off. They have to bring it back out on top to Wesley Stanfield. Right wing, Elijah Ortiz, 3-point shot, rims around and comes off.
A nice shot there by Ortiz. Pretty good look. Did have a little bit of pressure. Got off a nice shot. It just would not fall.
Jaden Martinez is just going to power. He just dropped his shoulder into Wesley Stanfield, and this pushed Wesley out of the way and then went and laid it in. So Jaden Martinez picks up his first 2 points, makes it now a 4-0 ball game, and now a steal. And I mean, whoa, and they throw it away. They had a 2-on-0 fast break. Nobody back for Los Alamos. They stole the ball. 2 of the players from Espanola took off. All they had to do was take it to the basket. One of them passed it to the other and passed it way wide. So the Hilltoppers caught a break there. Wesley Stanfield going to get it to Nico Garcia. Garcia has shot blocked by Malachi Jones. Loose ball is going to be picked up by Marin Rodriguez. 5 minutes to go. 3-point shot. And the three-point shot is an air ball. Interestingly enough, that was Andre Lujan Pena, and he actually traveled before he took the shot.
Yeah, he really did. And I don't know if that threw off his timing or whatever. He was wide open. There was nobody within 20 feet of him.
No, and Nico Garcia cutting across the lane, and he gets the shot. He turns around, a little 10-foot jumper by the sophomore, and the Hilltoppers cut it to a 2-point ball game. 4-2, 4.5 minutes to go here in this first quarter. In the corner, it comes over now to Joshua Coriz. Coriz out on top to Malachi Jones. Jones is going to give it off now to Jaden Martinez. Martinez takes it to the hole, and he'll go to the free throw line. So Martinez, he's just headed to the basket, and he drops it in, and now he's going to try to complete the three-point play. Makes it a 6-2 ball game with 4:20 to go here in this first period. And he puts it in. 7-2 ball game. Quickly down the floor, the Hilltoppers trying to get it to Nico Garcia. Can't hang on, loses it out of bounds. So the Hilltoppers tried to baseball it all the way down to Nico, and he just couldn't get it under control. Nico will sit down. Into the ball game comes Josiah Frescas, just a freshman. Come back with floor, Jaden Martinez over to Malachi Jones. They're all the way standing around the top of the key. And now from the top of the key, a three-point shot off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to Josiah Frescas, and that shot taken outside by Marin Rodriguez. Up to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield over to Elijah Ortiz in the corner. They bring it out on top. Josiah starts to go, gets it to Elijah. They say, and his shot, three-point shot, partially blocked by Malachi Jones. Quickly, the ball comes up the floor. They get it to Marin Rodriguez.
Oh.
And he got a nice little fake as he goes. And he faked the Hilltopper right out of his shoes. And he ends up laying it in for two. And so we're going to have a timeout taken by Los Alamos, and they'll take a 30.
So Toppers wanting to catch a break here, down by 7 quickly. And boy, what a nice move to the basket. I didn't know that was going to fall or not. That teetered right there on the front of the rim for like half an hour and finally fell in.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the same thing that happened to Malachi.
Yeah,
exactly what happened to him.
Yeah, just would not fall, but they do get the drop, and this is exactly the start the Sun Devils would have wanted. The Toppers, on the other hand, that this is not the start they would have wanted. Down by 7, and then you remember the Toppers have already turned the ball over 3 times, and then just got a gift from the Sun Devils throwing it away on the 2-on-0 break. So this is not the start I'm sure Benito Maestas was hoping for tonight. So Toppers need to settle down. Good timeout early in this first quarter.
And Espanola has shown right now, especially the guards, that they're going to be very aggressive taking it to the basket. So the Hilltoppers are going to have to really shore up the defense here, because it's going to be a constant attack. The guards are quick, and they like to take it to the hole. Now, I'm not sure what the delay is right now.
It looks like we had a spillage in front of the Topper bench during the timeout.
So, that's what we have those assistant coaches for.
That's exactly what they're there for.
Wipe up those spillages. Good. Okay, good job down there. So, Benito Maestas is the head coach of the Hilltoppers, by the way. Gabe Martinez coaching for Espanola. Josiah Frescas brings it across to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield on the right wing pulls up, but gets it over back to Joshua Frescas. Frescas fakes a move and then loses the ball momentarily. And so in the ball game for Los Alamos right now is Mark Cleveland, and the 6'10" senior. Boy, I mean, he went to the boards and he wasn't about to be denied. I mean, he just kept battling, and finally, as he goes up for the shot, he's fouled, and that personal foul goes to Joshua Coriz, his first. That's the first team foul, and so They're going to have to start calling Mark the Green Arrow. I'm telling you.
The straight is a line, boy. You don't even need a ruler. You could just use the trajectory of his free throws.
No, absolutely. And Joshua Correes, boy, he's lucky he didn't travel. 3-point shot from way out. Mark Cleland with the rebound gets it to Jaya Frescas. Frescas will bring it up for Los Alamos. Just a freshman right now on the dribble, top of the key. Hands it to Nico Garcia, the sophomore. Nico now back to Josiah. Josiah is going to dribble across the right front of the top of the key. Now they're in between the circles, so they've been pushed out a little bit. Come inside now to Roland Esch. Esch back to Frescas. Frescas dribbles up into the corner, gets in trouble, gets out of trouble. Now comes to Wesley Stanfield. And right now the Espanola bench clapping the defense applauding the defense of the Sun Devils. Joshua Frescas trying to dribble into traffic, has the ball stolen away by Malachi Jones.
Boy, there was just nothing there on that possession for Los Alamos. They barely got it inside the arc.
Yeah, they really did. They actually got pushed out from the arc. 9-2 ball game right now with 1:45 to go here in the first period. And now trying to take it to the hole, and does. That's as good. And the shot, this is the Andre Lujan Pena. But, well,
it'll be on the floor.
He made the shot, but the foul occurred on the floor. Josiah Frescas picks up the personal, his first team foul. He'll be inbounded by Espanola under their own basket, baseline right. 9-2 ball game, 1:43 to go as they throw the ball in and brings it over. They bring it over and out to Marcus Martinez. Martinez gets the screen from Malachi Jones. The ball is knocked away and picked up by Josiah Frescas. So somebody got a hand in there and knocked that ball loose. And that was Roland Esch, like tells me. Anyway, Wesley Stanfield, 15-footer, and trying to go up and get the rebound. Cleveland, and now Nico Garcia firing from way out. Boy, I mean, he didn't square up or anything. He just fired. Frescas now will check out into the ball game. There comes Gavin Coy. We're going to have a timeout on the floor with 1:05 to go. That's going to be taken by Espanola, and they'll take a 30. 9-2 ball game, Mike.
Yeah, Sun Devils want to talk things over here, but interestingly enough, the Sun Devils, they've had some chances in transition. Their half-court game's been a little hit or miss so far in this first quarter. They got a couple of nice shots. They got a couple of nice isolation looks and takes to the basket, but if they're trying to set up and run plays out of the half court, the Topper defense has been up for that. They have been playing pretty solid as long as they can keep Espanola from just running the court or getting those isolation chances. They've actually been playing fairly well.
Yeah, neither team has scored in over 2 minutes. So Espanola hasn't scored since that last time out, nor has Los Alamos. Pass underneath. Shot is partially blocked in there by Roland Esch. In the corner to go, 3-point shot. That's going to be on the way. Rebound comes down to Jaden Martinez. Martinez has the ball knocked out of his hands. Comes right to Nico Garcia. Garcia across the timeline. 30 seconds to go. Here, 9-2 ball game. Comes over to Gavin Coy. Coy's going to hand it to Wesley. Stanfield on the dribble, top of the key. Now he's going to cut down, then gets it to Roland Esch underneath. With his time to Mark Cleland. And Mark's going to go to the free throw line. And that personal foul will go to Jaden Martinez. That's his first. That's a second team foul. But and Mark Cleland to the free throw line. He put some arch on it.
A little bit.
And almost went in.
Yeah, that had a shot.
So Mark at the line once again. Nice arts on that one.
Not bad. No, that one drops. That was a good looking free throw.
Yeah, it really was. You should shoot more like that. So that makes it a 9-3 ball game with 10 seconds to go here in this first quarter. We're going to get it over to Marin Rodriguez. Rodriguez underneath. Ball knocked loose by Mark Cleveland. The ball is loose, and that'll bring the quarter to an end. So the Hilltoppers find themselves down by 6, 9-3 after one quarter of play. So the Hilltopper defense, after that first time out by Benito Maestas, really did come up and do the job. The 9 points, they held Espanola to 9 points for over 3 minutes. And then the Hilltoppers just haven't been able to get any offense going on their end. They're having a lot of trouble with the Espanola defense. They're having trouble penetrating, number one. And then number two, I don't know, they just, I don't know if they're playing tentative or what, but that ball certainly gets loose when the Hilltoppers get underneath.
So Cleveland has come in. He's grabbed a couple of rebounds down low for Los Alamos. They've been trying to get him the ball on the offensive end, but Malachi Jones, who has been on him, has been up to the task so far. And Malachi's, let's see, we have him listed at 6'6", and he is every bit of that, but he's a pretty solid body in there too. So he's Mark's not been able to establish his position, I think, as well as he was hoping. But Malachi, big strong kid.
Yeah, he is. The Hilltoppers will inbound it to start the second quarter. They get it into Nico Garcia. Garcia's going to hand it to Wesley Stanfield on the dribble, dishes it off to Gavin Coy. Started to take the three and decided not to. He travels, not called, and now quickly down the floor comes Jaden Martinez, and he goes right by Roland Ash. Ash did a good job of getting up in the air, though, and I thought the ball rimmed around and came off. And I don't know, for some reason, I thought that I didn't see I didn't see any foul.
The foul actually occurred on the floor, and that was Wesley Stanfield. I think he had a little piece of the jersey there, so that is what they called.
Yeah, and so Mark Cleveland picks up the personal as they tried to lob it inside to Malachi Jones, and Mark going to try to tip it away, and they called him for going over the back. So it's shot taken by Espanola is off. It's still a 9-3 ball game. Espanola hasn't scored for like 5 minutes. Wesley Stanfield is going to take it to the hole. His shot is blocked by Malachi Jones. So Wesley just taking it to the hole. Reed coming down from the right side. And so Malachi just no problemo to bat that thing in up against the wall behind the basket. Nico Garcia will inbound it, having a lot of trouble getting it in. Gets it into Mark Cleveland over on the left corner. Corner now to Joshua Woodson, who has just checked in for Los Alamos. They get it to Wesley Stanfield, and the Hilltoppers right now working against that man-to-man defense. 3-point shot taken by the Wesley Stanfield and misses badly, and that's very uncharacteristic. Wesley, a very, very good 3-point shooter.
Yeah, but he is, and that one way off, and he looked like he had a pretty good look. I'm not quite sure what happened, but that one not even close.
Well, except for Espanola hasn't scored forever, and except for the 1 point by Mark Cleveland for the Hilltoppers, neither team has scored besides that for about 6 minutes. 3-point shot is off. Rebound comes down to Malachi Jones. He's going to go up against Cleveland. Mark is able to block it, make him change his shot. Rebound comes down to Wesley Stanfield over to Nico Garcia, back to Wesley. Wesley comes to the top of the key, over now to Joshua Woodson. Woodson on the dribble between the circles, picks up his dribble, finally brings the Nico Garcia over to the right of the key. Nico gets a screen from Roland Ash. They're going to call Roland for a bump on the screen. No, that's a ticky-tack.
A little bit.
That's his second personal, or is it just his first? I have him for 2.
I just have him for the 1, so.
Somebody got that foul that was on the floor. I thought they gave it to Roland. They gave it to somebody else. That's right. Roland, I said Roland didn't foul him.
And he did not.
No, he didn't. So Jaden Martinez trying to take it to the hole, which he likes to do. And that personal foul is going to go to Joshua Woodson. That's going to be his first. And that is the 6th team foul on Los Alamos. So it'll be inbounded on the common foul. Underneath, wide open. Jaden Martinez misses a wide open layup. They get it now underneath to Malachi Jones. And he goes up, and I think we're going to have Mark Cleveland with another personal.
Yep. A nice move there by Jones, kind of a duck under, and I think Cleveland ended up kind of giving him a little love tap on the crown of his head.
And so the basket good by Malachi. And he attempts to complete the 3-point play, does not. The Hilltoppers underneath. It goes to Mark Cleveland. The ball got knocked out of his hands. He just picked it up, went up and laid it in. So Mark now with 3 points in the ball game. It's an 11-5 ball game. From the outside, 3-point shot. This is way off.
Oh.
Boy, nobody. I don't know what's going on. If it was they changed the atmosphere in here or something, but every 3-point shot is way off.
Yeah, we haven't seen one that's been particularly close yet.
Yeah, not a one. And now right down the middle of the lane. And I think Cleveland's going to pick up his 3rd personal.
See if they give the yes. That's exactly what's going to happen. That is 3 on Cleveland. You know, I got to tell you, Gene, I thought Martinez was going to go to the free throw line. I thought he took an extra step before the foul.
Yes. That's the 8th team foul. So right now he's going to shoot 2. So Marcus Martinez, first points in the ball game. He drops that one in. He'll shoot 1 more. And Mark Cleveland checks out of the ball game. And so at the free throw line is Marcus Martinez. Second shot also good. So Espanola scored 4 points so far in this quarter, and now we're going to have, let's see, what are we going to have? We're going to have a foul on the floor. As a reach-in foul will go to Andre Lujan Pena. That'll be his first. That is the 3rd team foul on Espanola. 8 team fouls have been called on Los Alamos. Hilltoppers having a lot of trouble getting the ball in on the common foul. They finally do. They bring it out of Wesley Stanfield, out on top to Joshua Woodson. Woodson gets the screen, likes to shoot the 3, but boy, I mean, all over him is Joshua Correes. Big mismatch in size. And so Roland Esch taking it to the hole, and we get a flop by Marin Rodriguez, and the referee buys it. So Roland now has picked up his 2nd personal.
Boy, oh boy.
That's the 9th team foul.
That was classic European Football League
oh God,
flop
was it ever.
there. There was very minimal contact there by Esch.
So once again, we have a 3-point shot taken from outside by Espanola, and then rushing in to get inside position. But I mean, Marcus Martinez, he did a great job of getting inside position that time and grabbed the ball. He's losing it out of bounds, bounces it off of one of the toppers. They inbound it. Comes out to Joshua Correes. Correes over in the corner, started trying to take the 3 once again, and then going behind the basket and coming around with a left-handed reverse layup is Andre Lujan Pena. That makes it 15-5. The thing is, if the Hilltoppers had been able to generate any offense, this could be a pretty good ball game. They're really doing a good job of holding Espanola down, but now Wesley Stanfield trying to dribble into the lane. We're going to have a blocking foul, and that one is going to go to Jaden Martinez. That's going to be his first, and that is the 4th team foul. The Hilltoppers will inbound under their own basket. They bring it inside now to Joshua Woodson out to Wesley Stanfield in the corner. Nico Garcia, 3-point shot. That is off. Rebound is going to come down to Ryan Zeke. Zeke takes a shot from the right corner inside the 3-point line. That is off. Nobody can hit anything, Mike. I mean, if it's not a layup, nobody makes anything. 3-point shot again. And finally somebody hits one. Andre Luan Pena. That's his 5th point. Makes it 18-5 with 3:20 to go. Nico Garcia comes across the timeline for Los Alamos. Espanola is still in that man-to-man defense. Nico in a dribble almost got called for 5 seconds. Joshua Woodson puts up the 3, and that's good. Nice looking shot by Joshua from the left wing. Just dribbled over the left wing and let it fly. 18-8 ball game. Across the timeline comes Marcus Martinez. Martinez is going to hand it now over to Joshua Cariz, and
Josh Woodson got a little tired of waiting.
He got over Marin Rodriguez. Rodriguez was standing out there dribbling and looking over to coach, getting his direction. So Joshua almost stole the ball away from him because he wasn't paying any attention. Shot taken from the right wing. That also a 3-pointer is off. I don't know how many 3-pointers they've shot in this ball game. They made 1 out of a bunch. So Ryan Zeke with it. Yes. Espanola defense. Nico Garcia taking it down the left side of the lane. He's going to go to the free throw line. And Marin Rodriguez is going to pick up the personal. That is his first. That is the 5th team foul. And at the free throw line, Nico Garcia has 2 points in the ball game. So first shot up and good. That makes it 18-10, right? Next shot rolls around and comes off. Maybe it is 18-9. I don't know. Anyway, 18-9 is what the scoreboard says.
That is correct. 18-9.
So I don't know if that's legal or not. Anyway, just now, Marin Rodriguez dribbled past his coach, was talking to his coach, and his coach kind of put his hand on his butt and gave him a little push. So they get it inside now to Joshua Cariz. Cariz falling down. Let's just scoops it up at the basket, and it goes in. Minute 30 to go. 20-9 ball game. Joshua Woodson or Josiah Frescas back in the ball game for Los Alamos. Gets it to Joshua Woodson over to Elias Ortiz. Back to Frescas. Frescas trying to go down the lane against Jaden Martinez. That's going to be a tough trip. So now just walking it to the hole literally. That time was Josh Cariz. Comes down to Joshua Woodson, and they bounce it over now to Nico Garcia. Out to Woodson, takes a 3-point shot from downtown, and that is off the front of the rim. I mean, he was almost in the locker room on that shot. 20-9. Another 3-point shot taken. Long rebound comes down to Cariz. Cariz is going to put it up on a little floater. That is in. So Josh's Cariz picks up the 2. That's his fourth. That's his fourth point in this ball game. And we're going to have a timeout taken by Espanola. 30-second timeout with 34 seconds to go.
I don't understand that.
Explain that one to me, Mike.
I would if I could. I'm not. And Gabe Martinez ran halfway to the timeline to call that timeout. Like, that was this was the most critical play of the game.
Yeah, it's like
he was frantic to get that timeout. He got it, but I don't understand. He's up by, they're up by 13 points. There's 30 seconds left. Still a whole half to play. I don't understand what it was that he was trying to set up.
Yeah, I don't know. This will be interesting, especially the fact that the Hilltoppers have the ball. So
we'll see what the big plan is.
Yeah, really. So Josiah Frescus on the dribble. Going to get it now to Joshua Woodson, down to Roland Dash, to Ryan Zeke. Hilltoppers are crowding up in the corner. They finally get it out of the corner with 15 seconds to go. Joshua Woodson, or Josiah Frescus. Now back to Woodson. Woodson is going to dribble across the lane. Owen Geiger, who has checked in the ball game. 3-point shot for Owen Geiger. So that was the plan, Mike. Call that timeout and let the Hilltoppers score 3. So Owen Geiger checks into the ball game, cans a 3, makes it a 22-12 ball game. So this ball game not out of control by any means by the Hilltoppers. Their defense has been good. Their offense has been pretty shaky, but they still are in this ball game. 12-22 after one half of play as the Hilltoppers came up with 9 points and Espanola came up with 13. So 22-12. And I don't know, Mike. I didn't quite understand. He was frantic. Gabe Martinez frantic to have that timeout. And I could have maybe understood it if they'd been bringing the ball in and he really wanted to try to set something up. But when the other team has the ball, of course, Espanola never touched the ball in that final 30 seconds.
Yeah, and getting the ball there for the last 30 seconds, or about 27 seconds of that, the Sun Devils were giving Los Alamos nothing. Finally, they just lost track of Geiger in the corner. He had a wide open look, his first shot of the ball game, and he buried it with 3 seconds left. So the Toppers down by 10, which is, considering how, like you said, how shaky the offense has been, that's not a horrible deficit at this point in the ball game. But the concerning part of that, and what Benito Maes has got to figure out, is just how to settle into their half-court offense and get some open looks, because they just were not there in that first half.
No, they were not, and they just they're trying to go up against that man-to-man defense. And Mike, I want you to take a look at the Topper scoring.
All right, let's have a look. I see a pattern.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
4 players scored for Los Alamos. Each of them scored 3.
Exactly 3 points. A little bit of a pattern. Yeah.
How's that for balanced scoring?
That is pretty balanced. I can't say I've ever seen that before, but Los Alamos with a couple of 3-pointers finally cracking that wall, that 3-point wall that both teams had been facing this entire contest. Owen Geiger hits one just before the buzzer, and Joshua Woodson had one as well. And then 3 points for Garcia and 3 points for Cleveland, including a very nice looking free throw. He gets a free throw line. You just never quite know what's going to happen, but that last free throw is beautiful.
Yeah, it really was.
So for the Sun Devils, they had 5 points from Jaden Martinez, 5 points from Andre Lujan Pena, and 4 points from Joshua Carice, both of those coming late in that second quarter. He had a really nice drop step and a kind of a baby hook thing for his second bucket. That was a nice move there by Carice. The Sun Devils, who are adept at running the floor, the Toppers have kind of taken that away from them, and they've made them settle into half court, and the Sun Devils look very, very uncomfortable playing their half court offense.
Yeah, and down in Espanola, it was a fairly close game at half. At Espanola, I think it was only a 5-point game at half, and then Espanola suddenly in the second half, they did find the 3-point. They did find the 3-point basket, and they just kept draining one after another, and they ran out to a 27-point victory after only being up by 5 at the half. So so you never know with Espanola, they could come out once again and explode from 3. But the Hilltoppers have been a good job on defense here tonight, as Espanola has really been attacking the basket. Unfortunately, Mark Cleland picked up those 3 personal fouls, and of course that's one of the problems. And I'm sure what they were doing too with Mark was that they were attacking him on purpose. So, take it to him, try to get the foul.
Yep. And that worked very well. So Cleveland with 3 fouls. Roland Esch with a pair of fouls in that first half. I was a little surprised after Cleveland picked up his second that the Toppers didn't immediately take him to the bench. But the Toppers, this is one of the things that the Sun Devils have this year. They don't always have. It's a fair amount of height. Jones is a big body, as we said. Clarice is 6'3", and he's pretty solid. Jade Martinez, 6'2". So I think the Toppers are trying to match them up height-wise, but picked up those fouls, and had to play about 3.5 minutes of that second quarter without either one of their big guys out there. They having to sit them out in foul trouble. So we're going to have to see. Cleveland had a couple of nice rebounds, had a big block in the first quarter, but picked up 3 fouls, 2 of which were basically back to back. I think he got those within about 20 seconds of each other.
Yeah, 2 and 3 came pretty fast.
So Cleland and Esch both going to have to deal with that in this second half. 22-12 ball game here at Griffith Gymnasium. Nice crowd tonight, as is par for the course. We're playing the Espanola Valley Sun Devils. Sun Devils, of course, are about the best traveling team, I think, in the entire state.
Yeah, it's interesting too about the crowd, Mike, is that every game that we've had, of course, we did 3 games. I think, was it 3 or maybe 5 games or something with no spectators, and then they started limiting the spectators. The players had to kind of register the name they could register 4 names to come and watch, but they've opened it up tonight, and you have to get the tickets online. So remember that. And what happens is you get the tickets online, they'll send you some kind of a code or some kind of something on your phone, and all you got to do is show your phone when you come in. So that's how to do it. But a good crowd here tonight, and of course, nice Espanola crowd as usual, and a big Topper crowd here tonight. So that's nice to see. Finally getting back to some sort of normalcy here.
Yeah, it really is, and we've seen plenty of games back in the old days. Los Alamos and Espanola, they ranked both of them in the top 5, and we've seen that. And this has been literally a sellout crowd here.
Yeah, they had to turn people away.
Yeah, they really did, and just huge numbers, and a pretty solid crowd tonight. So 2.5 minutes. The Sun Devils looks like they are kind of getting back out from the locker room. So you are listening to this ball game on the Los Alamos Daily Post, a YouTube channel, and we are so happy to be back on the air. And we want to thank, of course, Carol Clark and the Daily Post for getting Gene and I back on the air. Boy, did we miss that. And then we also, of course, want to thank our sponsors, the Los Alamos County Fire Department and the Los Alamos County Police Department. Just a bunch of great guys, and you're not going to find a better group of first responders. You can look as hard as you want. It's just not out there. This is a fantastic group of first responders. They do a great job keeping the community safe, keeping everybody safe. You have any problems, don't even hesitate to call them. They will come check on you. They'll make sure everything is good. And it's so awesome to be in a place where you know, you have great first responders, very attentive to the community, you know, and we live in a very safe community. We have highly trained firefighters. So, you know, just a great job all around for them. And we're really appreciative of their sponsorship of Los Alamos Sports.
So Espanola came out of the locker room, and while they were kind of gathered around the coach, Andre Luan Pena went out on top of the free throw, the three-point arc, and then Joshua Correes went under the basket to rebound for him, and then Andre started shooting, practicing a three-point shot, and he made 7 in a row before he finally missed one.
Oh boy!
So I think we're going to see Andre maybe try to loosen things up here in the second half. But boy, I mean, he was dead on with those 3-point shots. Espanola had 9 field goals. One of those was a 3-pointer, napped by Pena, and they were 3 of 4 from the free throw line. The Hilltoppers had 4 field goals, and 2 of those were 3-pointers. And they were 2 of 4 from the free throw line. 5 fouls called on Los Alamos and Espanola, 9 on Los Alamos. And here we go. Espanola inbounds it right off the bat, a 3-point shot. That one taken by Marin Rodriguez. Rebound comes down to Roland Esch for Los Alamos. Or not Roland, I'm saying Ryan Zeke. Zeke now with the ball gets to Nico Garcia in the left corner. Comes to Stanfield. Hilltoppers having a lot of trouble. They're still in that man-to-man defense, taking it to the hole and dropping it in. Are they going to call it on the floor? No basket. Oh, bummer. Ryan Zeke did a great job of going up against Andre Lujan Pena. That's his second personal. That is the first team foul of this half. The Hilltoppers inbound it. They get it to Joshua Woodson. Woodson starts to penetrate. It's cut off. So Espanola doing a great job on that defense. Espanola on that man-to-man defense. You try to cut and you try to go around. They're switching, and so they switched off that time. They left Ryan Zeke wide open because they switched and both players stayed with the same man. So now you got Joshua Woodson out on top. Comes to Elijah Ortiz. Ortiz out to Joshua, and the Hilltoppers looking at Joshua wants to shoot the 3. I'm telling you. Now Nico Garcia. Garcia's going to drive in, puts a shot up off the glass. It's off the side of the rim, and that makes it with 22-12. We're still at the halftime score with 6.5 minutes to go. 3-point shot from, way out. And this one by Jaden Martinez. Marin. Well, there's a battle on the floor, and I think Espanola are trying to call a timeout, but let's see what I think they're going to call Espanola out of bounds. No, they're going to call it a hell ball, and the possession will go to Los Alamos.
Yeah, I don't know. Down on the floor for the Sun Devils was Jaden Martinez. I think he was thinking about calling a timeout, but he didn't actually do it. And you remember the Sun Devils burned that timeout right there at the end of the half for no apparent reason to help set up the Toppers 3-point shot there at the end of the half.
So Ryan Zeke takes it straight to the hole, goes up, he's fouled, and they're going to say no, it was on the floor. So the Hilltoppers, that's twice now that they've taken the basket away from the Hilltoppers. That personal foul, by the way, just went to Joshua Correes, his second. Still a 22-12 ball game. Same as the halftime score. 3-point shot from outside by Andre Lujan Pena, who put 7 out of 8 in just before the half started up again. And he puts up the 3-point shot. Well, there's a travel. Golly.
How did they not see that?
My God. I mean, he tucked the ball under. It looked like he was a running back. Going to come now to Malachi Jones. Jones is going to try to muscle his way in against Nico Garcia. Going out to Joshua Woodson over to Elijah Ortiz. 3-point shot by Elijah. This is off.
I think the Sun Devils got a finger on that one too.
Yeah, I think they did. Malachi Jones ran over there to get to it. And so faking the 3-point shot, trying to go to the hole, Jayden Martinez. Good job by Wesley Stanfield to cut him off, knocked the ball out of bounds.
Wow, we're 3 minutes into this half, and neither team has been even particularly close to scoring.
Not at all. Hilltoppers have scored 2 baskets, which they've taken away, which they said the fouls occur on the floor. Now Mark Cleland is going to check back into the ball game. He is playing with 3 personal fouls. They bring it down into the corner to Marcus Martinez. Ball is knocked loose. Malachi Jones picks it up and rushing the 3. I mean, Jayden, this time Andre Lujan Pena, this time he rushed the 3-point shot, was off balance, and he hits this one. 25-12. They should let him square up, I guess. Anyway, it's from inside now. It comes to Nico, out to Joshua Woodson. Woodson, who likes to shoot the 3, and he gets away with a walk. But no, they're going to call the foul. That's why he walked. And that personal foul is going to go to Marin Rodriguez. That's going to be Rodriguez's second personal.
And Rodriguez bailed Joshua out. Joshua had nowhere to go with that ball.
Not at all. So the Hilltoppers inbound it on the common foul. Joshua Woodson over to Owen Geiger, who finished the half with a 3-point shot. Down to Nico Garcia in the corner on the right side. Nico's still on the dribble. Going to bring it back out on top to Joshua. Joshua's going to try to penetrate down the lane over to Owen. Owen dribbles to the top of the key. Back to Woodson, and now inside to Cleland. Cleland's just going to go up against Malachi Joshua Clarice. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? They're calling Cleland for an offensive foul? Oh, my God. That's really stinks. So Mark Cleland picks up his 4th personal. Wow. That's terrible. I mean, every time Los Alamos goes to the hole, it's a foul. Or every time Espanola goes. Anyway, never mind. Comes out now to Pena. Pena will get the ball over now to Marcus Martinez. Martinez is going to get it to Pena, and Pena is going to be called for travel. And I'm telling you, Mike, Andre Lujan Pena is hungry.
He had that red hot halftime, so why not?
Yeah, so it's 25-12 right now. We're 4.5 minutes gone. We've had 3 points scored in this half. Wesley Stanfield, and we're going to have a blocking foul, and that's a ticky-tack foul, and that's going to go to Justin Sanchez, I believe. Yes, that's his first. That is the 4th team foul. They inbound it now to Owen Geiger. Geiger over to Nico. Nico on a dribble, working against that man-to-man defense. Starts to go in, and he's cut off by Justin Sanchez, and Nico reaches out and shoves him out of the way and gets called for it.
Yeah, well, that is one way to create some space.
So that's
no doubt about that one.
No, not at all. So that's Nico's second team foul. 25-12 with 3 minutes to go. You believe this score? And there goes. And so Pena firing it up, and he gets the 3 again. So he's going to fire every chance he gets. 28-12. Comes now to Joshua Woodson. Woodson over to Gavin Coy. Coy powers his way to the basket. Boy, I'm telling you, he went down that lane, and there was nobody that was going to stop him. And Gavin Coy lays it in for 2. Gavin's been playing very, very well here. I'm telling you, about the last 5 or 6 games, Gavin has really come on strong. Ball comes now to Justin Sanchez. Sanchez is going to put up the 3. This is way off.
Whoa.
Owen, boy, I mean, nobody's even close, except that Lujan Pena seems to be warming up a little bit. 28-14, 2:10 to go. Owen Geiger with it for Los Alamos. Bad pass inside. Ball's on the floor. Gavin Coyne fighting for it. They're all fighting for it. And this alternating possession is going to go to Espanola. And I mean, they were serious about that one. Boy, everybody was grabbing that ball and trying to yank it away.
That was an NFL fumble there.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Just waiting for everybody to pile on.
Under 2 minutes to go. 28-14. And Owen Geiger knocks the ball out of the hand of Justin Sanchez, who's trying to go to the basket. And so Pena is going to take it to the hole and goes through traffic and lays it up. And Andre Luan Pena, nice move to the basket. So he has 8 points in this half already, and he had 5 in the second quarter. So he has 13 points. Pass comes now to Wesley Stanfield in the corner. Gavin Coy and Wesley trying to make a cut to the basket. Andre Lujan Pena tries to cut him off. He's called for the blocking foul. That'll be his third, and that is the 15th foul on Espanola.
And Lujan Pena going to check out of the ball game after picking up that third foul. Actually, a bunch of changes here for the Sun Devils with minute 25 remaining. They need to burn that timeout, Gene, but it's a little early.
Yeah, and Wesley Stanfield from the right corner. Boy, high arching 3-point shot from Wesley. His first points of the ball game, but it makes it 30-17. Hilltoppers still in this ball game. They bring it over now to Marin Rodriguez. Rodriguez to Justin Sanchez, back to Rodriguez. Over to Malachi Jones in the corner. Malachi, who started out, boy, there's a travel, and they do call that one. But Malachi Jones started off the game, Mike, like he was going to just dominate inside, and he just hasn't really been a factor since that time, since the opening moments.
The last couple of possessions, Jones has been way out in the corner. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. The Sun Devils are trying to clear the lane or something, but nice pass.
Fantastic pick and roll from this time from Roland Ash to set a screen for Wesley Stanfield, and then to the basket he went. And so Roland, nice move, powerful move to the basket with 23 seconds to go. Shot off by Espanola, 30-19. And the Hilltoppers bring it up with 15 seconds to go. They'll take the last shot of this third quarter.
And they can cut this under double digits here going into the fourth.
Josiah Frescas decides that he's going to take the shot. He goes in, puts up a little short jumper, and it's good. Josiah Frescas, the freshman, takes it to the hole. And as he goes up against him, Marcus Martinez, Marcus picks up his first personal. That's the 16th foul, but at the free throw line. And Joshua puts in the second. The free throw completes a 3-point play with 6 seconds to go. It's an 8-point ball game. And so the Hilltoppers shoot from, whoa, the ball gets tapped. Espanola was trying to get the last shot off. He got tapped right to Josiah Fresca standing on the timeline. So he let one fly. Another desperation shot at the end of the quarter, but the Hilltoppers now have closed this to an 8-point ball game, Mike. We're back in this ball game.
Incredible, and the Toppers did not score in that quarter until the 2:41 mark. They had been shut out for almost 5 minutes and 20 seconds. They come up with 10 points in the last 2:41, and they are right back in this ball game. Unbelievable. And it looked like for a minute the Sun Devils had opened up about a
13-point lead.
Yeah, it did. Pretty serious lead, and it looked like the Sun Devils were kind of looking for the knockout blow there. The Toppers had done nothing for the first nearly 5.5 minutes of that quarter, and then finally poured it on. Great shot there by Wesley Stanfield, kind of got the ball rolling, and then what a drive to the basket right at the end by Fresquez, and he gets the old-fashioned 3-point play. Toppers right back in this ball game heading into the fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. 30-22. And the Hilltoppers should be possession Hilltoppers, I do believe. Well, I can't remember now. Let's see. They'll figure it out. They're still trying to figure it out. I thought that
It should be Los Alamos ball, I believe. The last.
Well, they're having a lot of trouble figuring it out. I think now we're still going to have a conference with all the referees.
I don't think right now the possession arrow favoring the Sun Devils. I don't think that's right.
Well, they had that little tussle over there. We were talking about the timeout situation, and it's going to be topper ball.
And I believe that is correct. I believe that is the correct.
So 30-22, the Hilltoppers can cut this to a 6-point game or a 5-point game. 8 minutes to go here in this ball game in regulation. Inside it comes to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield now over to Josiah Frescas. Frescas gets the screen from Roland Esch back to Frescas in the corner. Frescas out on top to Wesley. Stanfield looking inside. Going to make a move. Starts his cut off. And then he bounces it over to Roland Esch, to Gavin Coy. Coy just going to get it back to Roland, back to Coy. And Coy takes it to the basket. And boy, I'm telling you, he comes down that lane and there's no stopping him. And Gavin Coy with his 4-point in the ball game, but a fantastic drive by Gavin Coy, and it's a 6-point ball game. Right now, Baron Rodriguez with it, and now trying to penetrate down Jaden Martinez, and he makes a great move right down the middle of the lane and lays it in. We haven't seen him score in a long time. He had 5 points in the first quarter right off the bat, and then that's the first time we've seen anything from him since that time. Comes to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield over now to Gavin Coy. Coy just to the left of the key, gets it on the right wing. Gets it over on the right wing to the left wing, to Roland Esch. Esch gets it to Wesley. Wesley is going to try to take it in. He is cut off. This is it off to Roland Esch. Esch with a nice little fake, and he gets Malachi Jones off his feet. He goes around Malachi and lays it in. Roland Esch with a beautiful move under the basket makes it a 32-26 ball game. Down to 6 points, out on top with it, Marin Rodriguez. And back into the ball game with 3 personal fouls, and that is Pena with a 3-point shot, bounces around, comes out. The Hilltoppers can cut this to a 4-point ball game. Comes now to Wesley Stanfield. Stanfield comes to the right wing. Little give and go. Stanfield just bounces. He just makes a little pass around everybody. I mean, they cut him off. He was on the baseline. He just leaned way forward and then passed it around everybody right down the baseline. And he got it to Roland Esch, who brought it to the hole. Roland goes up and he's fouled. And that personal foul is going to go to Marin Rodriguez. That's his 3rd. That is the 7th team foul. And Roland at the free throw line, he misses the 1st. This is the first time at the line for Roland. 4 points in the ball game right now. Make it 5 and make this a 5-point ball game. 32-27. Hilltoppers clawing back into this ball game. Ball comes now to Jaden Martinez. Martinez starts to penetrate, gets it over now to Marin Rodriguez. Rodriguez wants to shoot the 3, skip pass across to Pena. Pena looking up at the 3 to consider the 3-point shot. Now we're going to have a reach-in foul go to Josiah Frescas, and that was a obvious foul. There was no way in the world he was going to get away with that. 32-27, 5:33 to go. That is the 3rd team foul on Los Alamos. 7 have been called on Espanola. Jaden Martinez once again starts to take it down, goes up in the air, has nowhere to go. It is tapped away by Los Alamos, so somebody saved his life. Malachi Jones goes up, and Wesley Stanfield's going to be called for Wesley had him tied up. What is he talking about? Wesley got grabbed a hold of the ball and was just hanging on to the ball, and they call Wesley for the reach-in foul. That's his 1st. That is the 4th team foul. Comes now to Pena. Pena going to dish it off. Joshua Corey, 3-point shot. This is off. Malachi Jones trying to get the rebound. Rebound comes down to Roland Esch. Long pass down the floor to Gavin Coy. Coy's just going to take it up and put it in. Whoa. And he went up against Josh Corey. Clarice went down, no foul call. There had to be contact somewhere, but that ball just hung on the rim and hung on the rim. The Hilltoppers almost cut it to a 3-point ball game. It will be Hilltopper ball as we come out of the timeout, as Benito Maestas has called a full timeout, 32-27 with 4:54 remaining here in this fourth period.
There was some contact under the basket there with Coy. Unfortunately, after the contact, Gene, Coy rushed his layup a little bit. They were the only two guys down there. Really, had he just set his feet and put up a regular, set up for another layup, that shouldn't have been a problem. But, a lot of contact there before the shot. Maybe that's what Gavin was thinking, that he was going to get the call and needed to put the shot up as quickly as possible. But in any event, 5-point ball game here. And interesting to see what the Toppers are going to do. They are, when they're playing a little bit of a clear out game. We've seen that the last 3 or 4 possessions, and they're getting space in the lane. We saw a couple of nice takes by Roland Esch. We saw a nice drive earlier by Coy. So the Toppers are having a little bit of success when they're clearing out the lane.
Gavin Coy gets it inside, barely gets it inside to Josiah Frescas, and now Pena. Andre Luan Pena picks up his 4th personal, trying to make the steal from Josiah Frescas. That is his 4th. That is the 8th team foul. The Hilltoppers will go to the free throw line.
Not a good foul there by Luan Pena.
No, Josiah Frescas. He can cut this to a 3-point ball game. So the freshman at the line, 1-1, no problem. So Frescas puts it up. He'll have one more. 32-28. The Hilltoppers have come back from 13 down. Josiah's second shot good. 3-point ball game. 32-29. 4:50 to go here in the fourth period. Across the timeline comes Marin Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets a screen. He's going to put up the 3-point shot. That is off. Rebound comes down to the smallest guy on the floor, Josiah Frescas. Long pass down the floor. Gavin Coy wide open. And he's fouled as he goes to the line, as he's fouled by Malachi Jones. So Joshua Woodson turns around, sees Malachi Jones heading to the basket wide open on the right side of the lane. And as the pass comes down, it's a long pass. That gave time for Malachi Jones to recover, but he fouls him. So Malachi, that's only his first personal. But right at the free throw line right now is Roland Esch, or Gavin Coy. And Coy puts in the first. He has 5 points in the ball game. He'll shoot one more. It's a 1-point ball game.
Unbelievable.
32-31. 4.5 minutes to go. The Hilltoppers have clawed back from 13 down to cut this to a 1-point ball game against the number 1 team in the district, and trying to head it to the, let's see, we're going to have a foul called on Los Alamos as going to the hole that time. But Jaden Martinez trying to penetrate to the hole. And the personal foul is going to go to Wesley Stanfield. That's his second. That is the 5th team foul. Shot from outside by Malachi Jones. That's off. I don't know what Malachi's doing. He was way out there. He wasn't even close to the 3-point line. Hilltoppers can take the lead. 32-31. Comes to Roland Esch. Esch going to hand it off to Owen Geiger. Geiger's going to take it to the hole, and he's fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. The Hilltoppers can take the lead.
That's going to go to Jones.
That person.
And Geiger over on the left wing had Jones completely beaten as he hits that. The score is tied now, but Geiger had him completely beaten. Jones had no choice but to foul him from behind.
So Owen Geiger gives Los Alamos the lead.
Unbelievable.
The Hilltoppers up by 1, 33-32 with 4:01 to go. The Hilltoppers taking on the number 1 team. And so Jaden Martinez just tries to power his way down the lane. Bangs it off the backboard. Gavin Coy with a rebound. Gets it now over to Josiah Frescas. Frescas dribbling out near the half-court line. And they're spreading out. And Josiah Frescas They get it to Roland Dash. Resch is going to take it to the hole. He does. And they call a blocking foul. And Roland Dash will go to the free throw line. And that is the end. All is done. And that's everything for Andre Lujan Pena. So a timeout now taken. This time a full timeout taken by Gabe Martinez as the Hilltoppers are up now 35-32. And we come out of the timeout. Roland Dash will be at the free throw line.
And wow, what a move by Ash. We've seen him do that a couple of times. But once again, the Hilltoppers clearing out, getting those one-on-one chances, those isolation chances. And Ash went straight to the basket. Lujan, I think, was trying to draw the charge, but got there just a fraction of a second too late. And Roland Dash able to drop in a nice little teardrop shot there by Roland Dash. And everything is going the Toppers' way right now. The Sun Devils, Gene, with, getting in the late stage of this ball game, just one bucket in this fourth quarter. The Sun Devils have only scored 4 field goals in this half so far.
Yeah, they haven't. I don't understand what they're doing either, because Malachi Jones took that 3-point shot. He was like 4 or 5 feet behind the 3-point line.
Yeah, he was. To be fair, that was not the most off radar shot we've seen. But, Jones, yeah, we saw him in the early portion of this ball game. He looked like he might just camp out there and just put bucket in after bucket.
Yes.
And they have just completely abandoned that.
35-32 as we come out of the timeout. 3:36 remaining here in regulation. Roland Dash at the free throw line for Los Alamos. Shot is up. Rims around and comes out. Owen Geiger going for the rebound. Almost got it. Rebound comes down to Joshua Coriz. 3-point ball game. 3.5 minutes to go. Come down to Marin Rodriguez in the corner. 3-point shot. This is an air ball. Comes down to Gavin Coy. The ball's on the floor. Knocked away. Loose ball picked up by Josiah Frescas. Frescas coming down the floor in a hurry. He's going to take it all the way. And
we have a foul near the timeline. So that was all extracurricular. And Marin Rodriguez called for flagging the train right around the timeline. That's going to send Frescas to the free throw line. And
that is Marin's 4th personal. And Josiah at the free throw line. He drops in. 4-point ball game. 36-32.
What a game for the freshman here tonight.
And Frescas drops that one in. He'll shoot one more. 36-32. This one's good. 37-32. Hilltoppers up by 5. 3:10 to go here in regulation. Across the timeline come the Sun Devils. They're going to pass it over now to Marcus Martinez. Now to Jaden Martinez. Jaden tries to penetrate against Owen Geiger. Hilltoppers in a 2-3 zone. Comes out on top to Jaden Martinez. Getting the screen from Joshua Coriz. He wants to go around the screen, puts the pass up to Malachi Jones. Jones was going to try to go up. And this one rolls around off the front of the rim. Roland Dash gets the free throw, gets the rebound. The whistle coming a half an hour after the shot, and they're going to call the Hilltoppers. Let's see, that was going to go to Gavin Coy. They're going to call him for the personal, but that ball went up and rolled around and came off, and then it took them forever to call the foul.
And
well, anyway,
Benito Maestas over there asking the official for clarification. Yeah, that whistle was a long time coming after the shot.
Malachi puts in the first, misses the second. Comes to Josiah Frescas. Frescas to Wesley Stanfield. 2:40 to go. Hilltoppers up by 4. They're going to get it to Frescas. Frescas going to bounce it underneath to Roland Dash. Up and in! Roland Dash drops it in for the Hilltoppers. The Hilltoppers take a 6-point lead. 2:20 to go in this ball game. Bring it over now to Marcus Martinez. Martinez on the dribble. Down to 2:15. Out on top. Jaden Martinez. Pass almost stolen away by Wesley Stanfield. They get it to Malachi, to Joshua Coriz. Coriz, she should be called for 3 seconds in the lane. Battle for the rebound. It's going to come down right now to Malachi Jones. He puts it up, misses a wide open layup. Hilltoppers down the floor to hurry. Under 2 minutes to go. Gavin Coy up to Owen Geiger. Geiger trying to come down the baseline. Going to bounce it over now to Roland Esch. Esch puts a shot up. It's good! Roland Esch with the shot. And the Hilltoppers take an 8-point lead. Unbelievable!
Timeout on the floor. 9
Whoa!
for Roland Esch here in this fourth quarter. He is absolutely on fire. The Toppers looking for him every single time down the floor, and he is delivering big time. Roland Esch, huge monster second half playing. He actually started this half, Gene, of course, in foul trouble, but he is just absolutely on fire on the offensive end. Between him, what a fourth quarter he's having, and then the freshman Josiah Fresca is just having an awesome game on both ends of the floor, and the Toppers with an 8-point lead. The Sun Devils have scored 3 points in this entire quarter, have not scored, really haven't gotten much going and we're looking back, about 2 minutes into the third quarter, their offense just completely dried up. And then finally do get a shot on that side of the floor. And Malachi Jones just absolutely blew a wide open layup.
Totally. He got the rebound. He was right in front of the basket. And Mike, they've only scored 11 points in this entire half.
Unbelievable.
41-33. Espanola, Los Alamos not pressing. They dropped back in a 2-3 zone. Minute 39 to go. 8-point lead for Los Alamos. Quickly up the floor. They're going to take the 3-point shot. And right away, up and in by Marin Rodriguez. And so that makes it a 5-point ball game. Josiah Frescas, and he's fouled from behind, I do believe. No, they're not going to call the foul. It knocks out of bounds. They're going to come to Wesley Stanfield. Orders Josiah Frescas. Frescas in the corner. They get it to Roland Esch. He's going to shoot it. Oh, my God, in the corner, inside the 3-point line. Roland Esch. I mean, my God, ice water in those veins.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
I didn't think Roland had that kind of range.
I didn't either.
That was about a step and a half inside the arc. And on the baseline, and Roland put that in like it was nothing.
Yeah, I know. It's like he was just shooting around. And he put that shot up, and all I could think of was like, no, don't. And boy, he dropped that thing in. 43-36. Hilltoppers were 13 down in the third quarter and come rolling back into this ball game. I guess they were 13 down in the second quarter, came rolling back. They cut it down to a 10-point lead at the half, an 8-point lead at the end of the third quarter. They have held Espanola to 11 points in this entire half with a minute 14 to go. And the Hilltoppers are up right now by 7.
And 27-6 after about the 2-minute mark for Los Alamos.
So Espanola is going to want to put up the 3. That 60 seconds to go in this ball game. Comes now, going to bounce it in to Marin Rodriguez. Rodriguez in trouble. Tries to get it into Malachi Jones. The ball is knocked loose. Jones gets it to Joshua Corice. Corice over now to Jaden Martinez. He'll penetrate. He goes up against Roland Esch. Resch just stood there. He just crashed into him, but they're going to call the foul on Roland. That's going to be Roland's third personal. That is a 7th team foul. So Jaden Martinez is going to go to the line to shoot 2. He can cut this to a 5-point ball game and drops in the first. He'll shoot one more. We have 48 seconds to go. Hilltoppers up right now by 6 points. Make it 5. Jaden Martinez drops that one in. Full court press, of course, by Espanola. They bounce it in now to Josiah Frescas. Frescas, the freshman, will bring it up for Los Alamos. Well, throws it away. And the ball comes to Owen Geiger. Tries to save it. Quickly down the floor comes Jaden Martinez. Martinez is going to take it up, put it up. His shot is off. Roland Esch gets the rebound. into all kinds of traffic, and now they're going to foul. Well, I hope they're going to call it a foul, and it's going to be against Gavin Coy. Coy will go to the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. 26 seconds to go. The Hilltoppers are going to do it, Mike. They're going to do it. The biggest upset of the year right here at Griffith Gymnasium as they're taking on these Espanola Valley Sun Devils. Sun Devils beat them down there 67-40. But right now, the Hilltoppers playing the best that they've played in a long time. Roland Dash pops around and comes out. Well, I'm sorry, Gavin Coy. Gavin Coy at the free throw line. Pops around and comes out. Second one is good. 6-point ball game.
Not over yet. The Sun Devils still 2 possessions here.
Yes.
Plenty of time.
Well, they're going to shoot a 2. And out of bounds it goes. Joshua Correes. Joshua Correes with a 15-foot jump shot goes under the rim, under the backboard. I mean, it didn't even come close. 19 seconds left. 44-38. Hilltoppers up by 6.
Man, Correa's 15-foot jumper that went about 13 feet. just barely caught the bottom of the net. And he was wide open, too. Not sure what happened, but, boy, just everything going the Toppers' way. The wheels have completely fallen off for the Sun Devils. The Toppers are going, barring a not-so last few seconds here, the Toppers are going to pull off a ginormous upset. And I don't know if anybody from Taos is listening right now, Gene, but I guarantee if they are going out of their minds right now.
44-38 as we crank down into the final seconds, and it will be the Hilltopper ball under the Espanola basket. So the Hilltoppers will have possession, and they right now have a 6-point lead. And Wesley Stanfield will take the ball from the official. Full court press being put on by Espanola. The Hilltoppers set up, trying to get it to Owen Geiger. And the pass inside to Geiger is stolen away by Jaden Martinez. 17 seconds to go. And so they'll give it to right in front of the Espanola bench. Marcus Martinez will inbound it. No, they're going to give it to Los Alamos. No, they're going to give it to Espanola. They can't decide what they want to do. In from the corner, 3-point shot, rims around, comes off. Battle for the rebound. Going to come down, another 3-point shot on the way. But this one, no, we're going to have a personal foul called with 10.6 seconds to go.
That's going to go to Gavin Coy. That's actually not the worst thing they could have done. He fouls him underneath the basket. The Sun Devils unable to get the 3-pointer off. So not a bad foul there by Gavin.
Marie shooting a 1-and-1. Drops that one in. That makes it a 5-point ball game. We've only have 10 seconds left. Second shot is good. And now a timeout taken. Let's see who's taking this one. It's going to be a full timeout. And that'll be Espanola taking their final timeout. 10.6 seconds remaining. 4-point ball game. And the Hilltoppers had the ball coming out of that last timeout. And Wesley Stanfield trying to get it into Owen Geiger. But Jaden Martinez right there for Espanola to get a hand on it. And they battled for it in the corner, and it looked like Jaden, he was able to bounce it off of Geiger out of bounds. But the Hilltoppers now have the ball. And I think we're down to 10 seconds?
Yeah, about 10.6 seconds remaining. The Toppers need to have their best free throw shooters on the floor right now to the extent possible, because the Sun Devils, if they don't get the turnover immediately, are going to foul.
And the Hilltoppers are in the double bonus right now. So they'll be shooting 2. And we'll see the time here, 10.6 seconds. So Gavin Coy is going to inbound it for Los Alamos, working against that press. 10.6 seconds, 4-point ball game. So they set all kinds of screens. They get it into Wesley Stanfield, and they foul Stanfield immediately. 8.7 seconds remain. And Wesley Stanfield will go to the free throw line, and he can make this a full 2-possession game. So Wesley Stanfield will walk to the line with 8.7 seconds to go. 44 to 40, a 4-point ball game. At the line, Wesley Stanfield, the 5'11 senior. It's good. Wesley Stanfield gives Los Alamos a 5-point lead, 45 to 40. Stanfield at the line, shot up. It's off. We're going to bounce away. Baseball pass down the floor, picked up by Roland Esch, and then stolen away by Esch. This ball game is over. No, it's not over. What are they calling? Oh, they're going to say that Espanola was out of bounds.
So 3 seconds remaining.
3.2 seconds to remain. 5 minutes. Gabe Martinez is livid, but there's nothing he can do now. Hilltoppers with a 5-point lead with 3 seconds to go. They get it to Nico Garcia. They foul him with 2.1 seconds to go. This ball game is a history, ladies and gentlemen. 45 to 40. 2.1 seconds to go. Unbelievable. And at the free throw line, Nico Garcia. Nico, 1 for 2 from the line tonight. Puts up the first and in. So Nico gives Los Alamos a 6-point lead. 2.1 seconds to go. The Hilltoppers have pulled off the upset. 2.1 to go. Here comes a shot from Nico. It's good. 2.1 seconds to go. So Espanola will just simply inbound the ball and it'll be over. So they bounce it. No, they're going to, a timeout is taken.
Benito Maestas is called a timeout.
A 7-point lead.
It's a 7-point lead with 2 seconds left. It is physically impossible to score 7 points in 2 seconds. But
I guess Benito doesn't want to take any chances. Huh? Phenomenal.
Well, yeah, he's going to set up the defense, which is basically, you know, don't poke them in the eye when they're out of bounds, I guess. That is literally the only thing that Los Alamos could possibly do right now. But in any event, the Toppers are going to pull off the massive upset here tonight at Griffith Gymnasium over the Sun Devils. And Gene, as you pointed out, looking down there when they were down there in the valley, the Sun Devils in the second half just walked all over Los Alamos in every way possible. In this second half tonight, Gene, it had been a completely different story. The Hilltoppers have done everything right in this second half and are going to pull off a gigantic upset.
As Espanola only came up with 10 points. So there's a shot at the buzzer, and that's it. The Hilltoppers have defeated the Espanola Valley Sun Devils, 47 to 40.
And here comes the crowd from out of the stands to celebrate a huge upset. Wow, they are
the LA event staff. Leave them alone.
Yeah,
trying to pull.
I'm hoping they're not going to try to break this up. This has been a long time coming. This is the biggest victory the Hilltoppers have had in a long time on the basketball court,
especially against Espanola. My God, how long has it been?
The Sun Devils have dominated this series in every way possible in the past 10 years, and a huge victory for Los Alamos. Los Alamos improves to 3-2 on the district season. The Sun Devils dropped to 5-1. Boy, we got to see how that shakes out ultimately. But Los Alamos with a gigantic victory over the Sun Devils, and what a fourth quarter there by Los Alamos. Roland Esch was just unconscious in that fourth quarter. Could not miss. Hit it. hit about a 17-foot jumper from the corner, which I think both of us were thinking, oh, don't take that. Do not take that shot. But Roland dropped it in, no problem. And joining us right now, Benito Maestas, the head coach of the Hilltoppers. And thanks for joining us, Coach. Wow, this has been a long time coming. The Sun Devils obviously have been a dominant program in this district in northern New Mexico for a long time. But pulling off the upset tonight, boy, what a fantastic second half by your team.
Yeah, you know what? We've been working hard. Hats off to Espanola, but our kids, my kids, they came ready to play tonight. We finally put together a good 4 quarters, and we put together a good 4 quarters. This is the outcome that we come up with. Just an outstanding job. It was a total team effort. The bench was engaged throughout the game, and I'm just happy for the win.
Yeah, absolutely. So, look, the third quarter, about midway through or late in the third quarter, actually, 13-point edge for the Sun Devils. Neither team kept really on track offensively up until that point, and then with just about 2 minutes left in the third quarter, you guys finally get rolling on offense, pick up 10 quick points, get right back in the ball game. So what happened at that point? What were you guys able to do toward the end of the third quarter and into the fourth to turn this around?
Well, I think I was trying to find a good rotation out there. The 5 that I put out there, they made a good run. They started moving without the ball, which is key in our offensive sets. Once you move without the ball, then we get a lot more open shots. And we're able to hit those shots. They were attacking the basket aggressively, and most importantly, they had confidence in themselves and in each other, and it was a total team effort.
Yeah, fantastic team effort. Saw Gavin Coy really stick his nose in under the basket. So got really good minutes from Wesley as you usually do. 2 players jumping right out at me in that second half, though. One was Roland Esch, who actually started the half in a little bit of foul trouble, picked up his second foul in that second quarter, and then the freshman Josiah Fresquez just he was doing everything for you. He was playing defense, he was rebounding, he was some great passes on the other end, and Roland was there to knock it off. Knock all of those shots down, including that jumper in the corner that we're just stunned that he took, and he dropped it in with no problem.
Yeah, I was when we called that last time out. I think we said that we don't need a score. Let's look for a good shot. But for Roland, that is a good shot. He consistently knocks that down in practice. And as far as Josiah Fresquez, I mean, he's been able to do that all year. It just I haven't been able to get him in the rotation and at the varsity level, but he's so quick. He sees the court so well, and he's able to find the open man, and he can knock down some shots, and he's an excellent free throw shooter.
And so, Coach, talking with Benito Maestas here, Coach, talk a little bit about the defense. We've seen just incredible defensive performances the last 4 or 5 ball games out of the just against everybody, and especially tonight against the Sun Devils, a team very capable of putting up a lot of points. You got them to settle into half court ball, which they are not as comfortable with as they are running the floor, and you were able to kind of dictate that pace with your defense throughout the entire ball game.
Yeah, and that was one of our points. Before this game, when I've scouted Espanola so many games, I told him we don't want to get in a sprinting contest with them. This game's a marathon, so we wanted to slow down the ball, look for open shots, and just be patient offensively. But defensively is what we needed to get out on those shooters. Espanola is a good three-point shooting team, but our defense stepped up. They were talking on defense. the last couple of weeks, our main focus was defense, and it showed tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So, talk a little bit about what's going on in district right now. Obviously, obviously still 3 regular season games in district for you right now. Where does this win put you, and what do you kind of see going forward in the district race?
Well, most importantly, I've always believed in the kids since beginning of this year, and this is my 3rd year here. I knew the team that we had this year, and we could be a very dangerous team. But you know what? We were fortunate to get this W tonight, but we have Moriarty on Monday, so we're going to take it one game at a time. I'm not looking to play anybody else after Moriarty. We're going to concentrate on Moriarty for Monday and take it one game at a time, because if I start looking ahead, then it could come back and bite us in the butt. But we're gonna, as a team tonight, we're gonna celebrate tonight. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna go into the locker room, have a little talk, and then tomorrow we're gonna be back at it and get ready for Moriarty.
Yeah, right. I'm telling you, Benito. I mean, we sit here at Griffith Gymnasium. We go down to Edward Medina, wherever, and it's just always frustration.
Yeah.
Games that we've been in, but we're just never able to pull them out. But tonight, the way things started out, I mean, Malachi Jones, I thought he was just going to completely dominate inside. And after only about, maybe he made 4 or 5 points, and then he just quit. He just quit under the basket.
Well, the thing is, what I told the kids is, I said, you know what? Basketball is about a game of runs. So Espanola started off in a good little run. All we got to do is trust our game plan, and defensively, all we need to do is do one stop at a time. Go back offensively, be patient, run our offense, and get some baskets. And that's what we did. We stepped it up defensively, and you know what? Huge team effort.
Yeah, the defense has been feeling really, really well, and I think Mike may have pointed out too that Gavin Coy. I mean, I can't believe how he has come on. Roland Esch, of course, had a fantastic ball game. He shot that shot from the baseline from about inside the 3-point line. I just thought, like, oh my God, don't do that.
Right.
And he popped that thing in. Yeah. What about that freshman, Josiah Frescas? My God,
Josiah,
what a game.
He's tough. When he started coming to Open Gym this past summer, I knew he could play. He has a high basketball IQ. He sees the court well. His first thing is he'd rather give an assist than score a basket. And in our team, we have a lot of kids that can put the ball in the hole. And so huge night for Josiah.
Well, you guys were down by 13, and then you kept kind of clawing back, but you still were way down. But then it just kept going, like, it was 10, right. Then it was 8, then it was 6. It was like, boy, these guys, the Hilltoppers are back in this ball game.
Yeah,
and boy, you just kept it, and you finally took that lead. My God, that was fantastic. Yeah.
Well, at the beginning, I always put a little saying on the board. And tonight, the saying I put is, "Who's got your back? I got your back." So whoever was out there, we all had each other's back, and it was a total team win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. So, well, congratulations, Benito. What a fantastic win. I mean, that has to practically make the whole season for you guys.
Yeah. We're not done. This is only one game, but it was a huge win for us. I'm very happy for our Los Alamos Hilltopper program, and but we're going to celebrate tonight and get back at it tomorrow.
One more question: is there going to be a district tournament?
As of right now, the last I heard, there is. So I believe there is going to be a district tournament.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Benito, for coming over, and
thank you for support. Our next game is Monday night here. It's senior night.
We'll be here. Moriarty. Senior night. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, Benito.
Wow, Benito Maesis, appreciate the coach joining us after this huge win. Los Alamos improves to 13-10 on the season. They're 3-2 in district. The Espanola Valley Sun Devils, who had just been mowing through this district up till tonight, they fall to 17-6. They are 5-1, and they are tied now in the loss column with the Taos Tigers. Like we said, this is probably going to go right down to the wire. in district, probably possibly to the last game, as a matter of fact. But Los Alamos, with the shot, and again, we were seriously wondering, in the middle of that third quarter, what's going to happen here. Los Alamos was kind of reeling. Espanola was not exactly burning up the nets, but Los Alamos just was not getting a whole lot of good looks, not getting a whole lot of good shots on the offensive end. And then somebody just flipped the switch. It was night and day, and Los Alamos completely dominated from there on out.
Well, Espanola, who loves the three, only came up with 4 threes tonight. And boy, they put up a bunch, and they weren't even close. The ones they were missing badly. But well, anyway, big victory for Los Alamos tonight as they defeat the Espanola Valley Sun Devils, their nemesis, 47-40. What a win and what an upset! But what a big win for Los Alamos and for Benito Maestas and all the players. I mean, they've had some rough time with Espanola, and last game they lost 67-40, but they came back to win this one big. So, Mike, that's going to be it. We'll be back on the air on Monday. Tomorrow, actually. We're going down to Espanola tomorrow for the girls to take on the Espanola Lady Sun Devils, and that game time approximately 7 o'clock. Most of the games have been starting on time lately, so we've been pretty close to nominal time.
Yeah, thanks, Gene. So you can tune in around 8:30, 8:45 tomorrow. Thanks. You put the kibosh on that one. Thanks so much. Some quick scoring here for you, Gene. The Toppers led tonight by Roland Esch. He had 13 points, 11 of those coming in that pivotal fourth quarter. Just was absolutely on fire. Also tonight for Los Alamos, Josiah Fresquez, the freshman, 7 points, all of those in the second half. And then Gavin Coy, nice night for him. He finishes with 7. 5 points for Nico Garcia, 5 points for Owen Geiger, 3 for Mark Cleland and Joshua Woodson, and 4 points tonight for Wesley Stanfield. The Espanola Valley Sun Devils led by Andre Lujan Pena. He had 13. Gene just said the Sun Devils had 4 3-pointers. Lujan Pena had 3 of those, but picked up his 5th foul with just about halfway into the fourth quarter. And so he was out. 9 points for Jaden Martinez. And what a fantastic victory for Los Alamos here at Griffith Gymnasium. They're going to be talking about this one for a while.
Yeah, they really are. And they really deserve to be too. So this is Gene Mortensen for Mike Mays and for John McHale and Nate Limback and for Charlene back at the studio, as we call it. Anyway, so we'll be back on the air tomorrow night at approximately 7 for the girls versus Espanola down in Espanola. So have a great tomorrow, everybody, and you can make an even better Saturday. All you got to do is put a little love in your heart. Don't forget to hug the penguin, your penguin, but most of what you can do is just be excellent to each other. And night, sweetie pie. The Toppers did it. And I miss you and I love you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hello, I'm Commander Oliver Morris with the Los Alamos Police Department. It's an exciting time to live in Los Alamos. With the increase in hiring at the lab, we've seen more motorists and visitors come to Los Alamos. But with that, we've also seen an increase in traffic. And with traffic, we also get calls of distracted driving, speeding, and sometimes aggressive driving. Please join me in reducing these calls. Our officers are going to be out in force looking for these types of driving behavior. If you see something, please call us at our non-emergency line or our emergency line. We appreciate your partnership in helping keep our community safe, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Troy Hughes with Los Alamos Fire Department. So we'll start using our appliances more, like our furnace, our fireplaces. Make sure you get those appliances checked by a certified technician. especially the fireplaces. Make sure you've got a good chimney sweep, get that thing good and clean and ready to burn, and make sure you have a good working CO detector and smoke alarm in your home if you're going to use those appliances.